Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today is 9/11/22. I picked this up yesterday from a beautiful young lady down south of me a couple hours. We are going to be trying to get it running and operating again and get some real tires on it. So, overview on this. It has a helper spring. See, it has a 47-inch deck and helper spring. Original seat. Believed to be original paint. Still has this decal. This is the reason I bought it. It matches my other 110, which has the same decal. I'm working on tracking down some information on it, but it's got flashers, turning signals, the whole nine. Somebody put this on there. I got headlights, tail lights, and lights on the front and back for turning signals. The reason I know that is we got light switch here for the headlights and tail lights. I'm assuming a horn. This is probably flashers, and that's turning signals. So, I'm going to see if we can get it running. It also came with some other things, such as this snowplow with a blade angle kit on it. Got the rest of the angle kit in here with tire chains. Came with that pulley. Doesn't go to it, I don't think. Came with a couple extra transmissions. Looking it over, it appears that obviously we're missing the grill. And the muffler is just a Cub Cadet muffler somebody put in here. So, who knows what happened to the original. But they notched this out for their spring to go through it. See, the lights are wired up fairly decent in a harness type of thing. Just electrical tape, but anyway. Let's see if we can get it running. We also have front lift linkage here for the blade, of course. This is intact. Haven't checked the air filter yet. Not sure how long it's been sitting in a barn. This is broke. Like I said, it's just got the Cub Cadet muffler with whatever that is welded on it, or brazed on it more like. Deck seems to be in decent shape. I did turn it over. Has compression, it seems. Not a lot of oil in it though. So have to get that taken care of right away. But yeah, let's see if we can get this thing going and running and make it work good. I'd like to use it this winter and take this and that to shows together. Both have the same dealer sticker, so let's dig right into it. know it's darkish in here, but you guys just saw me pressure wash this, and the reason I'm doing it over here and while it's so dark is because you guys requested the 140 project be top notch and right up there on priority. So I'm working on it a lot. I'm waiting for some paint to dry for it right now, so I'm going to do a little work on this. It cleaned up pretty decent. Looks fairly nice now. I do need to take the mower deck off and clean out the bottom. Take the cover off and clean that out for 100% sure. But there's no longer an inch of crud in here, you know. So I'm going to throw a battery in it and see if it catches on fire. So let's do that real quick. Oh boy, that's not a good sign. Wonder what those are for. Probably for one of the redneck things. Let's throw a battery in her. Positive. Okay, that is to ground. Negative. Nothing caught on fire yet. See if it turns over. Nope. Nothing seems to happen at all. Oh, I know. Just tried it, pushing the shifter down. Still nothing. Guess I'm gonna have to dig into the wiring harness. See where it's not getting power. Nothing happened at all. I don't see any smoke though. That's good. Nothing appears to be happening whatsoever. Okay, so as you just saw, there's nothing at all happening with anything electronical. So I need to figure out why. That's decent. I looked at that, it seems decent. Is this a main fuse? Or is it... See here, it's on a black wire. Hey, there's a wire missing into this switch. I've got all this big mess here for what has to be this. It's dry, except for a little bit of water got in it, and it's pretty clean too. Inline filter should take care of any debris that's in there. That I'm not sure what it goes to. That was it's obviously rubs there. So we have those hooked up, headlights hooked up, all run back there. So I have no clue what this wire is for. I don't see anything not hooked up how it's supposed to be in here. Everything looks acceptable to me. The heck? Okay. I don't see anything that would cause the problem. I have to look at a wiring diagram. I don't remember which wire is the hot to the key switch. I assume it's probably the red one, but I can either try and trace it. I don't know if it'll be in a loom or not, or I can just look at the wiring diagram in the house. Looks like it would be red, but hard to tell. So I guess that's it for tonight because it's getting fairly dark, and we'll get back on this sometime. Okie dokie, guys, it's back, or I'm back. It's the next day. I'm going to toss this battery in here and probe around, see if I have power anywhere at all. Okie dokie. Let's see. First thing, let's find out if we're getting a good ground. As you see, we have a good ground here. And you don't have to go anywhere specific, just tap around a little bit and make sure everything's grounded. It appears that everywhere is grounded fairly decent. Let's see here. This one's fairly easy to get to. Oh, so that does something whether the key's on or not, but it's getting power through it. So wherever it goes, it's not hooked up, or whatever it's hooked to does not work. Okay. Plastic nut. Got power to that side. And that side. Why do I have power to both sides of the voltage regulator here? It's not what the key is off, and I have power to both sides of the voltage regulator. Okay, whatever. Now let's find positive on the coil. Which one is it? Side. We do have power to the coil. Okay, just when I turn on the key. Just plug into here and see what happens. Oh, so the horn is gone. This used to be the horn. It seems this wire here. So that takes care of that question. Yep. Always hot they didn't run it through the key switch. Let's see if I can get this thing in here anywhere on the solenoid. Okay, we're not getting power to the starter. We're through the solenoid. Not a lot of room to get my hand in here. Right here it is. Zero, nothing. Absolutely nothing is getting through that wire. I would like to try to probe around in the key switch some if I can. See if any of these have power. Not finding power yet. So the start terminal on the key switch is working. So there's nothing wrong with the key switch, which means one of the safeties is more than likely bad, because we're getting power through the key switch when I turn the key to start it, but that's as far as it's getting. We're not getting power to the solenoid. So probably gonna have to pull out the gas tank and battery box and rewire that and bypass all the safeties because they've probably gone bad. So let's get directly to that. Okay, we're all unbolted. I'm going to unhook these. So for future reference, the straight one goes on the bottom, 90 degree goes on top. Ooh, that's lovely. Torn up a little. Okie dokie. So we got those two go to that. So here's the wire right here that goes to the key switch, and it runs right over here. This wire, it's kind of brownish purplish color. It's supposed to be purple, but it's kind of faded and whatnot. So we just got a bypass on that. We'll be good, because I'm sure if we spent the time to trace, yep, there, no, it goes through safeties. There's one in this, and then there's a neutral safety on this for the mower deck or PTO engage. So what I always do is I just run a completely new wire from here to here. So I'm going to get some wiring stuff and we're going to get to it. Okay, didn't think you guys wanted to sit there and watch me wire this up, so I got it done. Cut that, spliced in, ran this around, spliced into the key switch. Now we can put it all back together and test it. Okay, it's all hooked back up. Hook the wires up, battery trays in. Let's hook up the battery and see what we get. As long as we don't get a fire, I'll be fairly happy. What's shorted out here? Did anybody see what happened? I don't see no smoke, so let's try it again. Hang on it. Unplug this. Put that in there. Put that in here. Nothing. Dang, must have shorted out up in the key switch area. Okay, now we got to see what we're shorting out on here. Still not getting any power through here. even though that should be the correct terminal I put that on. Well, that's a problem. I'm not getting any power to it anymore. I threw it. Not getting power through that either. There, now we're getting power. Let's try the key switch again. I think the key switch has bad connection because occasionally you hear it try and turn over, but for the most part nothing's happening. So I'm going to have to figure out where we're losing connection between the battery and the key switch. So I'm going to do that off camera because you don't want to see me screw around tracing wires and farting around for an hour. So I'll bring you back when I figure it out. Okay, well, I didn't have to get into it very far to figure out what the problem is. So this little doohickey here supplies power. You see we have very weak power. Oh, now it's lit up some more. There's very weak power. So I came up here, full power on the battery. Come over here and it's barely got anything. Battery cable. I think our battery cable's bad. Very weak power here. This wire here runs from the hot on the solenoid, right here, through the solenoid, or no, it actually is on the hot on the solenoid, to this little box. And that's a fuse, I believe, of some sort, which runs it through this wire here, back up to the key switch. So, fuse is working. Got the same amount of power on both sides. Very low voltage here, better there. So, I've decided that it needs a new positive cable. So, I'm going to scrounge one up and we're going to throw it on. So I got to looking. This battery cable didn't seem too bad, so I cleaned it up a bunch. And now we got full power everywhere. So we're going to try again and see what happens maybe. Maybe something good will come of it. So let's try and see if it'll turn over here. Here we go again. Try it once more. There we go. Had to clean up the bad connections, I guess. So now we're turning over. I'm going to set the gas tank back in place here. And let's see if it has spark. I don't know if you guys could see that or not, but it does have spark. Let's try and get you a more better camera angle here. She has spark, so fuel system should be decent since there's no gas in the tank. So got to change the oil, and I'm gonna put an inline fuel filter in it and we'll be ready to go. Okie dokie, I cleaned out the tank a little bit. I just ran some water through it to get some of the loose stuff out. I used the same fuel line because it was fairly clean inside. Put a shutoff valve in line and a filter. So any dirt coming out of there should be caught by that. Now all there is to do before I can start it is obviously put gas in it. And I want to change the oil because it's very low. It's almost down to the bottom where add is. So before I try to start it, I'm going to change that just to eliminate any problems. So we're going to get that done real quick, and then we're going to try and fire it up. I cannot find the drain plug. The mower deck stuff's in the way, so we're going to yank it off real quick. Ooh. That's the proper way to take off a mower deck. Now let's see if we can find the oil drain plug. Before I pull this drain plug, take a look at where they have it, right here. Can't get a socket in because it's literally against the front lift linkage. So I'm going to try and get it out. We'll see. So I did finally get this little devil out. Got the oil draining, you see. Don't know if they ground that down on purpose or if that's the different places it's been where the linkage has rubbed on it. But that's how bright they were in '72 when they designed this tractor, I guess. Oil's fairly clean, it looks like. Definitely not enough of it in there for sure. So I'm going to let it dribble away and then I'm going to fill it back up. Okay, we're full on oil. Let's try and fire it up. I just put a little bit of gas in it. Well, it appears to be leaking gas out the fuel pump. I'd like to try and get it started, so. It tried. Well, it runs. No arguing that. But all this wet is from the fuel pump leak, and it's squirting gas out the side right toward the exhaust. So we can't have that. So now we got to pull the fuel pump off, and maybe we can get it to reseal. So let's get to that. Okay, I just put a new air filter in this thing because the old one was not very great. You guys saw me put new fuel filter, put new oil in it. So I've done pretty much full service. I don't usually do anything with the transmissions. The only thing that's missing is a grill. I have one, so I'm going to slide it in and then we're going to take it out for a drive. Found this on the parts shelf the other day, hunting around after I bought this tractor. So this is its new home. If I can get it to go in there one-handed. There we go. Has a grill. Let's fire it up, take it out and drive it around. Maybe the next video we can try and get some of the lights and signals working, but that'll probably end up being a whole freaking video. Good on oil. Let's fire it up and go. Second gear works pretty good and is fairly quick. Brakes work good. Let's try third gear. Same thing. Reverse. Makes a bit of noise. And fourth. Amazing, it runs awesome. See if the brake lock works. Yep, it does. Here we are, running and driving. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one.